I am from Ironton, Ohio originally. Right now I live northwest of Columbus, Ohio in West Mansfield.
All right. How about you?
But you lived in West Virginia for a while.
Went to school at Marshall University.
And I was born in Ironton, Ohio also, and lived, as my dad would tell his friends, lived in a lot of foreign countries. Thailand, Cambodia, Zaire, Kentucky. Yeah.
Where are you now?
Oh, right now I live in Silver Spring, Maryland, and I've been here off and on for 10 years.
Great.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school in North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
For your graduate.
Yep, and before that in Kentucky.
Great. So, where were your parents from?
Oh, right. We're not completely sure, but they were both
Virginia.
hillbillies. They're both hillbillies. Sparta, Virginia, and Pliny, Virginia.
We think.
We think.
But it was in the hills. Both of them.
Yeah, and then when my dad was a teenager, his family moved north to escape a flood. So they loaded up the 12 kids and moved to a farm in central Ohio. And that's how we ended up in Ohio.
Great. Great. Okay.
We have a lot of cousins who stayed in central Ohio, and they think that their accent is completely different from ours. They say that we have a hillbilly accent, which I don't honestly hear, but that's what they say. Because we're from the hills, and they are from the boring flatlands.
Boring.
Boring. So, can you just tell a story about growing up in Ohio?
I remember one Christmas when my sister got this brilliant idea to find out what our Christmas gifts were before Christmas rolled around. They were all taped up and nice and neat under the tree, and Mom and Dad were gone. They were going to be gone for quite a while, so we knew we were safe. And they opened the presents, one for each of us, and her present is the only one that I remember because it was a metronome. She was a piano player at the time. And put everything back. We thought we got away with it, but we didn't.
That's not exactly how I remember the story. But I'll leave it at that. What's another story? Let's see. Should I tell the story about how I got this scar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the four of us all stayed in one bedroom, 2 sets of bunk beds, and we had this babysitter who was ginormous. And she had a hard time getting up the steps, so we could pretty much get away with anything until things got really bad. So things must have gotten really bad, and she decided to come up the stairs after us. And I was on the top bunk of one bunk bed set, and my older brother was in the top bunk of the other set, and we were playing with this toy. What was it, like a piece of wood with pegs, and you beat down the pegs?
Yeah. Carpenter.
Carpenter thingy, yeah. So he had that with him in the top bunk, and the babysitter was going after him and reaching out to try to grab him. And I made a sign from across the room pointing down, meaning drop it behind your back to your younger brother who is there and who will catch it, and she won't even know. He thought the sign meant throw it. So he threw the hammer, the wooden mallet, across the room, and it went, and boom, hit me in the middle of the forehead. I bled a lot.
Lots.
Like a stuck pig is what they would say in Ironton. And I think we probably still got in trouble even though I bled a lot.
Stuff like that always happened when Mom and Dad were gone. There was always blood.
This one, she shot a BB up her nose.
I didn't shoot it up there. I sucked it up my nose because my cousin did it. He sucked it up his nose and blew it out, sucked it up his nose and blew it out, so I tried it and it got stuck.
We had to take her to the hospital.
And hold me down. Yeah, not good. And they all remember that one. That's one I'd like to forget.
Who cooked in your house?
Mom and Dad.
And me.
I didn't.
What was favorite meals? What were some of the holiday meals?
Oh.
I mean, holiday was pretty traditional, but some of my specialities were salmon cakes. And we all wanted the bones. You got canned salmon, and it had the bones, the spine of the fish in there. It was nice and soft and crunchy, and we all liked those. So being the cook, I hid the bones, like 75% of them, in one salmon cake, and I knew which one it was. And then I would serve that one to myself, and everybody else would be looking for their salmon bones and looking and looking. And I'd go, oh, wow, I found one. I found two. I found three. I found four. I'd find all of them. They never caught on.
And I've tried salmon cakes as an adult, and I don't see what the big deal was about the bones. I really don't. Now I don't care for them at all.
So let me ask you this. Do you have certain sayings that are really particular to that region?
That I don't.
It's like you were pointing out your son says something where you go when you say in Tennessee. What's it called? What was it?
Hotel.
Say it again.
Hotel.
Hotel,
I say
yeah.
hotel, but he drags it out and says hotel. There's like the E has two syllables, you know.
So does he get that from his dad?
No, he gets that from me.
Oh, so you say it that way sometimes.
Yeah. At work, I had a team leader, and his name was Bob. And I would yell for Bob, and it would be two syllables, and everybody always made fun of me because I'd go, Bob! And, they kind of tease me about that because I make two syllables out of a one-syllable word sometimes. But as far as sayings, I don't know.
How do you say the word C-R-E-E-K?
Creek.
Okay. How do you say the word W-A-T-E-R?
Water.
You?
Creek water.
You have certain sayings that are different, though, I know.
I mean, we always told Kentucky jokes because our hometown was right across the river from Kentucky and not too far from Huntington, West Virginia. We didn't tell so many West Virginian jokes because they were a little bit too far away, 5 or 6 miles. But we told Kentucky jokes because we could almost see them from our bedroom window.
What were some of those?
Oh gosh, they're really bad. You want to tell a Kentucky joke?
I don't know.
Okay, let's see.
But they say like creek,
Crick.
and holler,
Holler, yeah.
yonder.
Let's see, the Kentuckian wants the Ohioan to come across the river and have a party or something. No, the Ohioan wants the Kentuckian to come over. I gotta get this straight. And the bridge is out. So the Kentuckian says, I can't come over. There's no way to get over there. And the Ohioan, they're always trying to pull one over on the Kentuckian. So the Ohioan says, don't worry, I got a flashlight. I'll turn it on. You walk across the beam. The Kentuckian says, oh no, I'm smarter than that. I'll get halfway over and you'll turn it off. I have one about diarrhea too, but we probably shouldn't record that.
Probably not. So tell me about your new property.
28 acres.
Oh, wow.
And it's 7 miles from our house. And it has trails through it. So we can go four-wheeling and hiking. And then there's also a dirt bike trail, an oval, that we have friends come over and bring their bikes and play on that. And then we had 2 ponds built. One higher than the other. And it's a good place to go swimming and just hang out. We had a big party there in July and had all kinds of friends and family there. And it's a nice little getaway.
Wow.
But it's 7 miles from our house. We just lucked into it.
That's great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Are you
It
gonna
reminds me of Southern Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
In the hills.
Yeah.
Are you going to build a house there?
It has a building on it that we could live in right now. Eventually we'd like to build on it. But it's up, the elevation is much higher than where we actually live. And we've been through a couple storms. And with the lightning and thunder, and I'm not so sure that I want to be up that high. Yeah. Pretty scary.
Yeah.